Hello everyone, this is Pooja Ram Rohit, Department of Biology, AC Independent PU College. Today in this session, we're going to discuss about the process of decomposition. Decomposers are the living components of the ecosystem and they include fungi, bacteria and detritivores. Decomposers attack the dead remains of producers and consumers and degrade the complex organic substances into simpler compounds. These are further being converted into inorganic forms that are suitable for reuse by producers or green plants. The decomposers play a very important role in maintaining the dynamic nature of ecosystems. So let's learn the process of decomposition. Decomposition is a process where complex organic matter are being broken down by specialized organisms called decomposers into inorganic raw materials such as carbon dioxide, water, and other nutrients. Decomposition is an oxygen requiring process. So, in case breakdown of complex organic matter has to take place, then it requires oxygen in order to complete the process. This particular process takes place in the top soil, that is the upper layer of the soil within our ecosystem. So, decomposers such as bacteria, fungi, detritivores, they are mainly concerned with breakdown of complex materials into simpler inorganic materials which are then available for the green plants to carry out photosynthesis. This picture depicts or represents the complete process of decomposition. The very first process of decomposition is fragmentation, where complex substances are broken into bits or tiny little fragments. This can occur either mechanically or biologically. If the fragmentation is carried out by certain environmental factors, then we call it as mechanical fragmentation. If living organisms are involved in the process of fragmentation, then we use the term as biological fragmentation. These simpler fragments are further being broken down into simpler substances by specialized organisms, especially microorganisms. These microorganisms secrete extracellular enzymes which break down complex polymers such as cellulose, lignin, protein into monomeric units such as sugar, phenol, and amino acids. Some of these monomeric units are absorbed by the microorganisms and most of the monomeric units remain in the soil, thus making it available for the producers in order to prepare food. So in the future slides, we shall learn the complete process of decomposition, the various stages that we see in the process of decomposition. Stages of decomposition. Students, before I take up the stages of decomposition, let me make things very clear to all of you that this particular question is a hot question in board examinations. Several times this question is being asked for 5 marks. So there are 5 stages and you have to mention the 5 stages and describe these 5 stages, which will fetch you 5 marks. So one of the major and very important question in this chapter which will fetch you 5 marks is the stages of decomposition. So there are 5 stages of decomposition. The stages are fragmentation, catabolism, leaching, humification, and mineralization. I repeat, fragmentation, catabolism, leaching, humification, and mineralization. In the future slides, one by one, we shall learn all the stages of decomposition. Process of fragmentation. Before I take up the first stage of decomposition, that is fragmentation, I would like to make you all aware of certain terminologies like detritus, lithophile, root detritus, and detritivores. Dead plant parts and animal remains are called detritus. Detritus are of two types. One is the lithophile and the second one is called as the root detritus. As I have told you that the basic decomposition process, it takes place in the upper layer of the soil. The reason is because the detritus, which are of two types, the above detritus is called lithophile and the below one is called as the root detritus. Now, dried plant parts such as leaves, stems, barks, flowers, etc., and dead remains of animals, including fecal matter, they all drop onto the soil, right? So, when they drop over the soil, the first layer that is formed is the detritus, which is called as the lithophile. Just beneath this layer of lithophile, you will find certain dead roots, and they constitute the root detritus. So, detritus is the dead plant parts and animal remains. Okay, there are two types where you find above layer is the lithophile and the below layer is the root detritus. Above layer has all the dried plant parts and the fecal matter of the animals, including certain animal content. Okay, and the lower part is just the dead roots of the plants. Alright, so the fourth terminology, which I have already used in few sessions, like detritivores. I had given you example of earthworms for detritivores. Now, what are these detritivores? Detritivores are those organisms or animals which feed on detritus. Okay, hence the term detritivores. Some of the examples of detritivores include earthworm, millipede, snails, sea cucumbers, etc. Okay, so let's start the process of decomposition. First stage under decomposition is fragmentation of detritus. That's why I told you that the term detritus we need to be aware of, because the fragmentation that we are talking about is fragmentation of detritus that takes place. Detritivores are those organisms which feed on detritus, as I told you. So when these detritivores feed on detritus, they break down these complex detritus into simpler particles. Alright, when the detritus is eaten up by these detritivores, as it passes through the digestive tract or the alimentary canals of the animals, these detritus gets crushed. We use the term as pulverization. That is, these particles get crushed in their alimentary canal. This also increases the process of where the surface area of the detritus will increase to a greater extent. So fragmentation of detritus is carried out by detritivores, where detritivores will break down the detritus into simpler particles. Okay, this is about fragmentation. The second stage of decomposition is leaching. Leaching is something we refer to when it comes to extraction. So if you have any component that has been dissolved and that component you need to extract from that particular liquid, then we use the term as leaching. Now, when fragmentation of detritus has been taken place, there are certain soluble substances which come out of the fragmented detritus. And as the water percolates through the soil horizon, even these substances will pass through the soil horizon along with water, and they get sedimented as unavailable salts. This is called leaching. The third stage is catabolism. During the process of catabolism, extracellular enzymes released by bacteria and fungi They carry out enzymatic conversion of decomposing detritus to simpler compounds and inorganic substances. This process is involved in breaking down, hence the term catabolism. Catabolism is a term which we basically use for breaking down complex substances into simpler substances. So here, due to the action of bacterial and fungal enzymes, complex detritus are broken down into simpler compounds and further being decomposed into inorganic substances or broken down into inorganic substances. One thing we need to remember, all these three processes that I have mentioned, that is fragmentation, leaching and catabolism, all these operate simultaneously on the detritus. That is fragmentation will be taking place, leaching will be taking place and catabolism will be taking place on the detritus. They are all taking place simultaneously. However, the next two we are discussing, the next two processes, that is humification and mineralization, they occur during the process of decomposition. For our understanding, we have classified or we have divided it into 5 different stages, that is fragmentation, leaching, catabolism, humification and mineralization. But always remember that fragmentation, leaching and catabolism, all these 3 mentioned processes of decomposition, they are operating simultaneously on the detritus. It is not that first fragmentation will take place, then leaching will take place, followed by catabolism. It's nothing like that. All 3 occurs simultaneously. However, the last 2 processes, that is humification and mineralization, these 2 occur during the process of decomposition in the soil. The next stage of decomposition is humification. The term humification helps us in understanding that this is regarding the process of formation of humus. So, humification is a process of formation of humus. During the process of decomposition, a dark colored amorphous substance is formed and gets accumulated in soil, which is nothing but the humus. This humus is highly resistant to microbial action, so it undergoes very slow decomposition. And very important is, humus serves as a reservoir of nutrients. It will contain all the major nutrients that are required for the plants to carry out the process of photosynthesis. So the process of formation of humus is called humification. And during the process of decomposition, humus, which is dark colored amorphous substance, is formed. This particular humus is highly resistant to microbial action, so it undergoes very slow decomposition and it acts as a reservoir of nutrients. The last stage of decomposition is mineralization. Mineralization is a process which results in the release of inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide, water and other nutrients like ammonium ions, calcium ions, magnesium ions, potassium ions, etc. in the soil. So what is happening here is, during the process of mineralization, here organic components are broken down into inorganic components, which are then made available for the plants to use them in the soil. This process is called as mineralization. Factors affecting decomposition. There are 2 major factors that influence the process of decomposition. Factor 1, chemical composition of detritus. Second factor is climatic factors. Chemical composition of detritus. The rate of decomposition varies based on the chemical composition of detritus. That is, if the detritus is rich in polysaccharides such as lignin and chitin, then the rate of decomposition is slow. If the detritus is rich in nitrogen, water-soluble substances like sugar, etc., then the decomposition rate is quick. So the first factor is chemical composition of detritus. So if detritus is rich in lignin or chitin, then the rate of decomposition is slower. If the detritus is rich in nitrogen and water soluble substances, then the decomposition rate is quicker. The second factor is the climatic factors. Climatic factors such as temperature and soil moisture. Warm and moist environment favor decomposition. Now, if the condition is having or the soil or wherever decomposition is taking place, if the temperature is slightly high and if there is enough moisture content, then these climatic factors will favor the process of decomposition. In case the temperature is low and there is no oxygen, if the condition is anaerobic, then it will inhibit the process of decomposition. Earlier in the first slide only I told you that decomposition is an oxygen requiring process. That is, for decomposition oxygen plays a very important role, and earthworms, the detritivores, they help in aerating the soil also. As they move in, dig in, burrow in the soil, they also aerate the soil. That is why oxygen availability is made available in the soil. So low temperature and anaerobic condition will inhibit the process of decomposition. So these are the two factors that mainly influence decomposition. One is chemical composition of detritus, and the second one is the climatic factors such as temperature and soil moisture. This is the picture that is represented in your NCERT textbook. So here in this picture, we can understand the decomposition cycle in a terrestrial ecosystem. Now here you can see there is a green leaf that is fallen onto the ground from the tree. This green leaf is eaten up by the primary consumer. In this case, these insects are feeding on the leaf. So here we see conversion of organic matter, plant organic matter into animal organic matter. These insects are further fed by the top consumers. So there is conversion of organic matter. But some of the nutrients gets leached into the soil due to certain chemical action. On the other hand, the leaf is also being decomposed by certain decomposers like bacteria and fungi. So they start losing their form and they become litter. This is further being decomposed by certain other bacteria, earthworms, etc. and complete conversion of organic matter into inorganic nutrient takes place. These inorganic nutrients reach the soil again. So now the soil is rich in inorganic nutrients. These inorganic nutrients are taken up by the plant body to carry out photosynthesis. We started with the tree, where the leaf fell from the tree and the organic matter started getting converted into different organic matter or started getting decomposed, which again reached the soil, and these nutrients are only taken up by the plants to form organic matter again. So this is a complete picture of decomposition cycle that takes place in an ecosystem. This is a schematic representation that helps us in understanding the various stages of decomposition. As we discussed, there are 5 main stages of decomposition, which include fragmentation, leaching, catabolism, humification, and mineralization. Now, the detritus undergo fragmentation. During the process of decomposition, fragmentation, leaching, and catabolism is involved in breaking down of complex substances into simpler substances. Many detritivores are involved in the process of fragmentation. These first 3 processes basically occur simultaneously. However, the next 2 processes, which is depicted as humification and mineralization here, involves the process of decomposition. Humification is where humus is formed, and it acts as a reservoir of nutrients which makes the nutrients readily available for the plants to carry out photosynthesis. And then mineralization, where different organic substances are broken down into inorganic substances and again making it available for the plants. for photosynthesis. So this is a schematic representation of decomposition. With this, we complete this session. This is a very important question, as I told you, generally asked for 5 marks. Once it was asked for 2 marks or 3 marks as such, where they had just asked you to mention the stages, which includes you just need to write fragmentation, leaching, catabolism, humidification, mineralization. If it's asked for 5 marks, you will be explaining each step. Alright, thank you.